All right, guys, do you know, and I bet you do, how to play Simon Says?
Yes.
All right, we're going to play a quick game of Simon Says. So the first thing, Simon says, stand up. All right, Simon says, run in place. Simon says, stop. Simon says, turn around 3 times. Simon says, stop. Simon says, sit back down. Simon says, get back up. Sit down. Oh, Eddie, I didn't say Simon Says, right? Okay, you guys can sit back down. Simon Says. So what is the point of the game Simon Says? Right, to follow directions, right? What other games are there like that? How about red light, green light? Mother, may I? My mom pointed one out to me this morning, freeze. Have you guys never played that one? That might have been a 90s thing. No, I'm saying it might have stopped in the 90s. The point of freeze, because we used to play it when I was all the way back in pre-K, you can do whatever you want until someone says freeze. And then you have to stop, whether you're mid-step, whether you're in the middle of putting something on a shelf, wherever it is, you freeze in that position until they tell you you can move again. So today we're going to read about Joshua and the people of Israel right before they got into the Promised Land. And historically, we've read some stories about Israel where they didn't do a very good job at following directions, right? But in this particular story, they did a pretty good job of it. The people of Israel had been in captivity in Egypt and then walking around in the desert for 40 years. And going into the Promised Land probably seemed pretty scary to them at that point, right? If you'd been walking around in the desert for 40 years, would you be ready to go somewhere else? You probably would be, but would it be kind of scary to think of the people that you had to encounter? Especially when they're people that probably don't like you very much. But they had learned by this point that when they trusted God, He tended to make things a lot easier for them to get through. So the Promised Land and the trials that came while trying to get to it, while they were scary, probably all of a sudden seemed like a possibility. So today we're reading from Joshua chapter 1, and we're reading most of the chapter. We're reading 1 through 9, and then we're reading 1 through 11, and then verse 16 to the end of the chapter. So after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' aide, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now then, you and all these people get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land I am about to give to them, to the Israelites. I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses. Your territory will extend from the desert to Lebanon, and from the great river to the Euphrates, all of the Hittite country to the great sea on the west. No one will be able to stand up against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Be strong and courageous, because you will lead these people to inherit the land I swore to their forefathers to give them. Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the law my servant Moses gave you. Do not turn from it to the right or to the left, that you may be successful wherever you go. Do not let this book of the law depart from your mouth. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. So Joshua ordered the officers of the people, go to the camp and tell the people, get your supplies ready. 3 days from now you will cross the Jordan here and go in and take possession of the land the Lord your God is given you for your own. Then they answered Joshua, whatever you have commanded us we will do, and wherever you send us we will go. Just as we fully obeyed Moses, so we will obey you. Only may the Lord your God be with you as he was with Moses. Whoever rebels against your word and does not obey your words, whatever you may command them will be put to death. Only be strong and courageous. So now we're going to read from our Dinosaur Devotions by Michelle Metlock Adams, illustrated by Denise Turu, and published by Tommy Nelson Publishing. And today, our dinosaur is called the Niger Saurus. And the Niger Saurus was a strange-looking dinosaur. You guys can probably kind of see the picture, right? He doesn't look too strange in this picture, but wait until you hear about him. Scientists believe it had a flat, nozzle-shaped mouth and a rather short neck, which made reaching leaves on the taller trees impossible. Instead, this dino dropped its head and swayed its neck back and forth, acting like a living vacuum cleaner. Paleontologist Paul Sereno discovered the fossils of the Nigersaurus in northwest Africa. The locals called this area Godofo, which means the place where camels fear to tread. I don't know about you, but going to a place called the place where camels fear to tread wouldn't be my first choice. I mean, that's probably not a very good future vacation spot. It's funny, sometimes God will lead you to places you wouldn't have chosen to go. But because he is leading the way, amazing discoveries will be there. I'm guessing if Paul Sereno could have discovered dinosaur fossils on a beach in Florida, he might have gone there instead of the place where camels fear to tread. But he made an uncomfortable trip through Godofo, and it was well worth it because of the important dino discoveries awaiting him there. So don't be afraid to go places that might seem scary at first. If you're following the path God has for your life, you don't have to worry. The Bible says that God goes before you, so that means he's already been there. You have the perfect travel guide as you go through life, so follow God and get ready for some amazing discoveries. Think of a time when you were nervous about going somewhere new. But once you got there, you were glad you went. We've all experienced that before, right? The key is to trust God in every decision. If you feel he's leading you there, then go. So our memory verse for today, guys, it's a little bit long, so you guys can try and say it with me. We'll see how it goes. Okay, ready? It's Deuteronomy 31:8. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord will personally go ahead of you. He will be with you. He will neither fail you nor abandon you. We'll try it one more time. Deuteronomy 31:8. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord will personally go ahead of you, and he will be with you. He will neither fail you nor abandon you.